Well, welcome to Hamilton County TV. I'm Perry Williams. Alongside of me today is Ginny Smith of the Westfield Shamrocks basketball coach. Welcome, Ginny.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for doing this. I know you got a busy schedule and we've already started basketball. Let's talk a little bit about the Shamrocks. Let's talk a little bit about the game on Saturday and going to Pendleton Heights, which is always a difficult place to play.
Definitely a tough place to go, try and get a road win, but kids played pretty solid. We had a bad third quarter, and I was a little concerned if we could get our feet back under us, but Ava stepped up, did some really good things down the stretch. We got some good defensive stops, and things kind of went our way. We hit free throws, which was big for us coming down the end there, but we were fortunate to pull that one out.
That's great. Now let's kind of talk about you. You mentioned Ava Henson, but let's talk a little bit more about some of the other players. Now, some of them like Crockett and Henson, they've been around for a while, okay, but you got kind of a mix, don't you?
We do. So I started 3 sophomores on Saturday, which that may not always be the case, but we definitely have some inexperienced kids out on the floor. More playing time we can get them early, though. The better off we're going to be come February. It's kind of our goal right now, just to kind of get those kids adjusted to varsity basketball, but they're doing a fine job. We've got 4 guards, 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, and all equally talented. So we look for some good production from those kids.
That's good. Now, schedule coming up. You have a little break here.
Yeah.
You don't have to play again until Friday.
Oh no, we play tomorrow.
Oh, okay, really?
Yeah, so we added a game.
Okay.
Yep. So we actually added 2 games. We've got Tri-West coming to us tomorrow,
Okay.
and then we added McCutcheon the Tuesday of before Thanksgiving, like the 26th. Whatever that is. So we've got 1 day of prep here. We're going to turn around and we'll play a Tri-West at home.
Yeah. Now with Tri-West coming in, and then also on Friday you got Newcastle coming up.
Yeah.
Going to Newcastle.
Yep.
The one thing, now, have you played Newcastle? Is this a team you normally
Yes.
play? Okay.
Yes, they've been on our schedule for quite some time, actually.
Yeah, because, sometimes when you play in gymnasium
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Carmel and then
Sure.
twice as big Newcastle, it's a little different feel, really.
So obviously, all of our sophomores, this will be a first for them.
Yes.
So it's an experience. It's a great gym. We always like playing Newcastle at Newcastle just so the kids get to have a little bit of that experience. It would be nice if the gym was full.
Yeah.
But to still be able to go there and just play there it's a special experience for those kids.
It's not, I can tell you, even though I go way back, but 50 years ago when Noblesville played there, Newcastle's gym was full.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's quite an experience to see that gymnasium full.
So last year, we just following on Twitter, like just boys sectional games and whatnot, just to see how full it was then.
Yeah.
I'm sure, even if you don't have a vested interest in the teams,
Yeah,
it would be
absolutely.
exciting just to go watch.
Yeah. It's quite an experience. Now, does that give you an advantage, in the season here? Of course, is the sectionals here, right?
Yeah, we host this year.
Yeah, that's okay.
Obviously, I think it gives you a little bit of an advantage. You just have a little bit of sense of security. Hopefully you have a better turnout from your fan base, and it's a little more of a normal routine for our kids, so we're hopeful that it will give us an advantage.
Yeah. Now listen, now that we're talking about the section a little bit, my goodness.
Right?
From what I knew it was going to be a great sectional,
Yeah.
okay? But now after looking at the first week here of teams playing,
Yeah.
it could be a very, very difficult sectional, and it's kind of up in the air. I mean,
Yeah.
anybody can really win on any given night.
I think if you can come out of our sectional, you got a shot at it.
Yeah.
It's just getting out of it. So across the board, everyone's pretty solid. So
Yeah.
it'll be tough.
Yeah, and of course, to put your sectional, which is the ultimate goal, the other goal you have is the Hoosier Crossroad Conference,
Yeah.
and it's,
Equally difficult.
Yeah. Now, early on, you got coming up here after Newcastle. I know coaches don't like to look ahead or anything like that, but you have Fisher's coming up as a Hoosier Crossroad Conference team. So
We have Fishers and Noblesville are coming up here, sooner than later, and both will be difficult. Fishers, just so good. I think they play with a lot of intensity. They get up and down. you know, that matchup zone they play, you know, presents problems for people. It's just not something you play against all the time. Noblesville will be difficult. Just, you know, they've got great guard play right now. That freshman is special. So, you know, I think that both will be very, very challenging.
And it's interesting looking at this schedule too. You go to Carmel, you go to Zionsville, you go to
Yeah.
Avon. So those are all big tests because those are all
Yeah.
3 good basketball
They are.
teams.
Carmel and Zionsville in the same week too. So you
Yeah.
know, that's always a tough week for us. Even when it's at home, it's a tough week for us. So you know, we're just going to have to be solid. We're going to have to you know, really make sure we're prepared going into games. We're going to have to do the little things. Our margin of error is very small. So yeah, I just think that there's never a night off in the HCC. So we just you got to give it your best every night out.
Ginny, let's talk a little bit about that schedule because, you know, many people don't realize how much time and how many hours you put in to making sure that you have the schedule you need to have to prepare for the tournament.
Sure. You know, this year we made a shift in our schedule. We added North Central. We picked up that Columbus North Christmas tournament where we open up with Northwestern there. So I think it's important. I don't know that we have been ready for a schedule like that in previous years, but I do think now's the time for us to kind of start beefing it up some. I think that we've got to do a better job preparing ourselves for those bigger games, and it's not necessarily about wins and losses early on. It's just about us, you know, getting a sense of who we are, getting a sense of the things that we've got to get better at, and we've got to challenge ourselves with some of these tougher teams. And so that's what we're trying to do, and we're hoping, like I said, that it's not necessarily about how it pays off right now, but what it looks like for us at the end of the season.
Yeah, because I think you have to be realistic about when you play North Central right
Sure.
out of the gate,
Yeah.
or you play Northwestern. I mean, those are 2 great teams.
Yeah.
I mean, when you hear every conversation going on around the state in different newspapers and everything, those are 2 teams that could
Sure.
be at Banker's Life.
Yep. No
At the
question. I
end.
mean, North Central is not an ideal opponent to open up your season with, but at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is, and it gave us a really good gauge of you know, where we're at and the things that we got to get better at. They're talented, they're big, they're strong, and they're good. And I'm okay with how things went. I think that obviously, you know, they will be a topic of conversation a lot this year, and so we were fortunate to be able to have that experience, go and play them.
Absolutely, because, you know, a lot of times it also shows your team that, you know, this may, you know, your game is not the game you think it is when
Yeah.
you play some of these teams. But when you play a North Central or a Northwestern, I mean, you know, they've been there, they've done
Sure.
that,
Yeah.
they know. Well, Ginny, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule
Yeah.
and doing this and talking about the team. And I'm sure as the season goes on, you and I will have other conversations, and especially with the sectional
Being
going to
here.
be here, and
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to be here broadcasting that, or hope so.
Yeah.
You know, and the opportunity and good luck this season.
Thanks.
Appreciate
Looking
it.
forward to it. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.